need a piece of advice, please don't come to me. But if you are looking for information, go to the experts, okay? Because what you are about to see in the following hours, it is not a simple experience, you know? What I'm talking about is a single experience from Fanatic from Hell. You know what I'm talking about? You know, you are raised as a single Catholic boy in a lost town in Ireland, and you know, you hear the radio and something bang happens in your life, and everything goes different. Here, the point is not a history about heavy metal. It is not a history about painting itself. It is more about passion. What we're talking here about, it is about a single boy lost in Ireland, coming to England and suddenly discovering the truth about life. You know, this is about what we're talking about here. You know, about a youngster, as many youngsters all over, you know, the continent or Ireland or this beautiful country of England, you know, and they go to a concert and suddenly they have this epiphany. They discover that they have a reason to live, you know, and this simple reason to live, it is not music itself or art itself. It is more, you know, about a passion to be themselves. This is what it's all about, you know. If you know Patrick Mallow, you will discover that he's a lark boy. He's a good for nothing. He wouldn't work even to win money to, you know, to smoke his cigarettes or buy his pints. You know what I'm talking about. So here, what we're talking about, it is a man discovering something, a reason to live. So what did Patrick Mallow do? Well, what every earnest boy would do. First, think carefully whether what he was listening was the voice of God or was listening to the music from hell. So he decided that both things were altogether the same thing. So he was listening to God through the music of hell. This is what he is painting about. So, you know, when we are speaking about Patrick Mallow, we are speaking about a boy who discovered out of the sudden, out of the blue, a true reason to believe in something to do. So what he did, he went to this damn stupid school, you know, and of course he was, you know, turned away for doing nothing. He was good at doing nothing. Schools doesn't like this kind of boys. So what did Patrick Mallow do? Well, he went to, you know, a private academy, tried to learn to paint. Why did he wanted to try to learn to paint? Well, because he was going to these concerts and seeing all these goddesses, you know, playing alive. You know, he wanted to transform his life. He wanted to do something new with himself. So he started to paint a gallery of gods. This is the experience what we're talking about this new experience of going into the concert, of admiring their goddess, and suddenly transforming himself into a painter, into a great artist, in discovering that while painting the idols he, you know, listened every Saturday at the rock concert, no, he transformed himself from this lad, drug addict, alcoholic boy into this artist. This is what we're talking about. Now, don't expect heavy-duty, well-narrated history of heavy metal music, because this is not the main issue here. What we're talking is about Patrick Mallow choosing his idols one by one, and suddenly, somehow, he has traced a history of heavy metal music. So we can start, for example, with his portrait of the godfather of heavy metal. Whether you like it or not, Ozzy Osbourne at the beginning was, you know, what he was. The great founder of Black Sabbath. Maybe you were too young, or your parents were starting to date when Ozzy Osbourne founded Black Sabbath in the 70s. And by God, you wouldn't see anybody else playing that loud and that difficult music in the rock concert circuit. You would go to hear this, blameful music like Led Zeppelin in these big concerts, and Black Sabbath would go more to like a small experience of having small audiences because their music and the lyrics weren't that easy to assimilate. So Patrick Mallow started to paint his idols one by one, and he started with Ozzy Osbourne, which, as a matter of fact, appears now in the gallery as an older, godfather of heavy music, heavy metal music. On the other hand, you must remember that not only Black Sabbath was playing at the time, we also have to remember that Kiss was a big, huge phenomenon in the States and here in UK. So Gene Simmons was obviously the most attractive image of the group. You will see his thumb, running all over the stadium. You would see his big straps on, wearing. You would be scared of, being near Kiss. Nowadays, Kiss is almost, like an anthropological experience. You have to go because you have to go. Because if you haven't seen Kiss, maybe you haven't seen anything. It's like going to England and not taking a picture of yourself with these bobbies, So he made a portrait of Gene Simmons. I would have chosen the other guy, but I'm not a painter though. Then Patrick Mallow, all along the way, he was misled. He was hearing somebody else.